Hello and welcome to Resident Evil 4, or as I like to call it, what are you buying? Well, the answer to that question is about to be everything, because I'm doing a Let's Cheat video today, and we're going to buy everything and cheat this game real good. So, starting off here, let's just address a couple things. Some people have commented in previous videos that Cheat Engine, the program that I use here, is a virus. The answer to that is no, it's not a virus. It does show up as a virus in some programs, actually probably a lot of them, because heuristically it looks like a virus. What that means, if you're not, aware, is basically antivirus programs use a thing called heuristics, where it says, if it looks like duck, sounds like duck, make quack, then it has to be a duck. And it takes that approach to viruses. If it looks like one and acts like one, it must be one. In the event of, I like how he put his hand up there to stop me, and I was like, I thought he had something to say. Wow, that was weird. Anyway, so point is that it's not really a virus. As it turns out, it's just a thing that edits active memory, and most programs don't do stuff like that. So that's why it looks like a virus to most of the antivirus programs. So when you download it, you have to either turn off your antivirus or you have to make exceptions for it, which I'm not going to go into how to do it, but it's totally a thing you can do. All that being said, let's get started. So we'll start off by opening up Cheat Engine here. That's not Cheat Engine. That's not Cheat Engine. There's Cheat Engine. All right, we're going to open this up. We're going to find the process for Resident Evil 4, which is RE4. Unless you click on one of these other windows, it might show up as Resident Evil 4, or in the window, Resident Evil 4. Doesn't matter which one you pick, every single one of them will get you to the right spot in this particular instance. Next thing you're going to want to do is let's talk to the shopkeeper here, and let's see how much Petus we have. If you heard me say anything other than Petus, that's a Freudian slip on you. So 24,400 is what we got. So let's go with that. We hit search on this. We wait a couple seconds, and so it's almost done. It's almost done, and it's done. Great. Okay, moving on. So what we need to do now is figure out something to do to use some of that money. Let's repair our knife. Why not? So now we have 22,300 penis, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to add that value to our code list because that's the only one left. If there were more than one, you could either try the different values or search again. Now, how do we make sure this worked? Let's type in something ridiculous like 100, 123 million. And let's see if we've got that amount of money now. Oh, look, we've got that much money. So we can buy all the things we possibly ever could want. Hooray! Infinite money. And, that's how it works. Now, if you're curious about other things you could do, well, let's talk about ammunition for the guns, because wouldn't it be cool if you had infinite ammunition and you never had to reload? Well, let's see if we can do such a thing. After I buy all of the... Oh, God. Yeah, cancel my... Oh. Okay, now we'll buy this. Okay, great. I have to do this. I feel obliged to try and use up as much of this money as I possibly can. Alright, there it is. So, that being done, let's talk about some of the weapons and what we can do to try and make them shoot forever. So let's start with, we have 11 bullets in our magazine here. Just a side note, I do appreciate the fact that they have, 14 plus 1. It's a little bit odd of a number. I think this is, what kind of gun is this? This is it looks like a Smith & Wesson M&P or something. I mean, the magazine size is very, like 14 is an odd number, I think. But anyway, especially, is it a 9mm? I'm assuming it's a 9. It says SGO9, so it's got to be like a 9, right? It's got to be 9mm, whatever. Point is, you have 14 bullets in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber here. So I'll get rid of that 1 in the chamber. And we have 13 left in the magazine currently. So let's do a new scan. 13. And eventually it will finish. What are you scanning? Okay, there we go, great. So let's go ahead and switch over to that again, and we'll type in 11 for the new value. Got a bunch of options here. We'll run it again just to make, get rid of the ones that keep changing for no real reason. And click again, and we should have 10. So there we go, left with one value, easy enough. What we'll do now is we'll just lock that value, just freeze it, and see if that does give us the desired effect. And just to be sure, we're going to shoot off at least 10 bullets, just to make sure that there is no change in anything happening. It seems like I've definitely shot more than 10 shots at this point, so there's got to be, this code has to be working as intended. So there we go. We've gotten the code for, or the memory address for the bullets, and that's great and all. But here's the problem. Every time we close and reopen the game, that's going to basically stop working. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to right click this value, and this is where things get a little bit time consuming, but you're going to want to pointer scan for this address, and basically you're going to leave everything as the defaults here. You can set this max level a little bit higher if you want. 7 is fine, and click OK. It's going to run a scan, and eventually you're going to get a list that looks something like this, right? And you're going to take this list and you're going to say, okay, any of these values should work, right? So I can delete this and I can set this number to 14. And here you go. I got a whole 14 bullets left. Bouncity, bouncity, bouncy. It's kind of nice. Can you imagine if Leon just did this all the time? Just like, this is how I live my life. But anyway, that's one way to do it. Now, the next thing that you can do is if you wanted to make sure that you always have the right value, because clearly some of these values don't work anymore. So what you can do at this point is, we know we have 10 bullets here. We can go to pointer scanner, we can rescan memory, and we can say value defined, type in 10, hit OK, and it'll prompt us to save it somewhere else. You can save it right over top of the same file, it doesn't really matter. And now we have less options here. So this is a group of numbers that should all be correct. I actually have a newer list, so I'm going to update this one. Now, the thing about this method of pointer scanning is it's super easy and it works well, but it's not exactly the most elegant way to do things. Not that there's anything wrong with doing it this way. I'm just saying there's other ways to do it. I'm not going to go into them today because I'll tell you the debugger is a huge pain on Windows 11 right now. You have to do so much extra things, and I just don't want to go through it today. I can show you if anybody really wants to know. But for the most part, I think you could probably figure it out just by reading the prompts that you get. Or watching some of my other videos where I go over the debugger and how to change opcodes and browse memory addresses and all kinds of stuff. Also, by the way, this game, very difficult to use the debugger on because when you change opcodes, at least some of them in particular, the game really doesn't like it. So, just be weary of that. But from what I've given you today, we basically have a full set of bullets that you can just shoot forever, and everything's going to be A-okay. The only other thing that you might want to look out and see if you can figure out on your own, we'll just call this homework, is can you figure out how to give yourself infinite health? Let me know if you figure out a way. It's a challenge now. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good news. And until the next one, try not to die.